Shalom, Yasha'Allah. First and foremost, on yet all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, the honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that's pushes great gospel in sincerity and truth. This is your brother Tazakai Yahweh from the Great Millstone, Indianapolis camp, coming at you another lesson through the spirit of power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Lord willing, be edifying. It's lucky. Got an article here from the businessinsider.com, and it reads, top UN food officials issues call to end the damn war in Ukraine or risk famines in hell on earth, right? And this is coming, this came out June 19, 2022, the year Yahweh Bashim Ashai turned it up. And that's it. Let's say right here, this is that was that place that Apostle Aramala was talking about, Odessa. I guess they do a lot of, planting, in regards to the wheat, wheat processing and stuff like that. And I guess it's a form of, processing wheat, I guess a part of the process. But going on, it says, let's read these little bullet points. It said the UN has warned of hell on earth due to food shortages caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The UN World Food Program director called the war devastating. He said the best thing we can do is end the damn war and get the port open. Salaki. Going on to say, the UN has warned that there could be hell on earth due to the global economic impacts of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Guardian reports that David Beasley, director of the UN World Food Program, has said that the war has been devastating in conjunction with various other factors. He said even before the Ukraine crisis, we were facing an unprecedented global food crisis. I'm glad that this man said this, because when you read the other articles, they talk about just this conflict with Russia and Ukraine has caused all these things. The prophet's definitely been reporting on this, for years and years. And then me, myself, personally, I'd definitely be focusing more on the famine and stuff like that goes on around the world. And I've been, since I've been in, even go back, about 2018, the past, even when it was 2019, they was already sending out articles of food shortages and famines of biblical proportions for, 2020 up until 2022. Then I just did an article recently said these shortages are going to last up to 2024. Lord will be not here that long, but, you just get the gist of what's going on. This individual actually told the truth, that it been happening before that war, so-called war. It said, we were facing an unprecedented global food crisis because of crown and fuel price increases. Then we thought couldn't get any worse, but this war has been devastating. Beasley said there would be a famine, destabilization of nations, and mass migration if the crisis were not addressed. Ukraine is a significant exporter of grains such as wheat and corn, accounting for 12% and 72% of global supply, respectively. However, the conflict in the country has closed the Black Sea ports and stopped exports. Speaking in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Beasley said that the riots and destabilization in countries such as Sri Lanka, Tunisia, Pakistan, or Burkina Faso are a sign of things to come, right? Meaning what? These prophecies are going to come to pass. These devils think they can, unhinge prophecy and stop things from coming to pass. Absolutely not. The word of Yahweh shall prosper whereto he has sent it, as the scriptures say. It says, the best thing we can do, he said, is end the damn war in Russia and Ukraine and get the port open, the Guardian reports. Matthew Hollingworth, the emergency coordinator for the World Food Program in Ukraine, has said that the war could lead to a hunger crisis of catastrophic proportions. Hollingworth said that 400 million people around the world were fed by Ukrainian grain in 2021, but now acute hunger is expected to rise by 47 million people if the conflict in Ukraine continues unabated. Countries already on the brink rely on Ukraine for their food, and right now food is blocked in the ports, he said. Speaking at the end of May, President Zelensky also warned of a global hunger crisis if Ukraine's ports stayed closed, saying Ukraine's inability to export food was creating a food emergency in countries depending on this wheat and barley. It says, Slaki. Is that it? Huh. Well, that must be it on that. So, something real quick, about what they talking about. It's going to be hell on earth, saying, with these famines, and hey, we understand at the times that we're in, yes, hell on earth is coming. Dire straits is coming to the people. Saying, people gonna be in the pitiful case. You know, mainly talk about you 2/3, but shit, even the people of the world, man, a pitiful case. If you are not of the elect, you gonna be left out there, and it's gonna be horrible. And it's gonna be devastating. As the scriptures say, many great miseries shall happen to them that dwell in the latter time. Roughly paraphrasing, many great miseries. As a matter of fact, since we here, Salaki, 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 50, and it reads, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world." Right, in the latter time, we are in the latter times. We are in the end days, the latter days, right? And it say many great misery shall be done to them. So they talking about, so if the world just stop at this and that, we can stop this and unhinge or whatever. No, these things are going to happen. The beginning of sorrows are going to happen. It's prophecy, Listen, how about Shemashah bring his prophecies to bring them to pass? It says, because they have walked in great pride. Because why the people? Well, I live in America. I live in this country. I live in that country. But mainly, you Babylonians over here in America, y'all think that y'all cannot be touched. Y'all think that nothing will ever happen to you. Y'all think y'all will always be on top. Absolutely not. The greatest destruction is coming to Babylon the Great, and we can't wait. We hasten the coming of Yahweh Shemashah to bring this place down. Right? So don't think ain't no prayers gonna help this place. Ain't no if we do this, if we do that. No, prophecy is going to prosper. This place is going to down. Famines is going to happen. All the prophecies that's written in the scriptures, they're all going to happen. Ain't no we was in the we gonna rise out of the ashes like the phoenix. No, that's not going to happen. Come sit in the dust. That's where your head is going to, in the dust, and you experiencing some of that confusion right now. Until you see that great confusion, when you be destroyed and put under and put down, that's coming. That's on this way. But going on, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 1. Behold, speak down the ears of my people, right? Speak down in the ears of the Israelites, right? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The words of prophecy. Say the thing. Prophecy means to say before. Tell them what's going to happen right now, because it's going to happen here in the future. Right, which I will put in thy mouth. So it ain't our mouths. It ain't us speaking at our heart. No, it's Yahweh Shemashah using us, using us as his mouthpiece. You understand? Lord, will we be men of the Lord? Lord, will we be able to elect to receive, reward for this great service that we've been called into, right? But they say, which I will put in thy mouth, said Yahweh Shemashah. So these are the words of Yahweh Shemashah. These are the words of the one you ignorantly call God. You see. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Why does it say that? Because, well, of course, in paper we have the scriptures, right? But they are faithful and true because why? The Most High is not like man that he should lie. It's impossible for Yahweh Shemashah to lie. You know what I'm saying? So what he say is faithful and true because everything that he has said, written aforetime as going into like prophecy, right, has happened. And we already know it's going to happen too, through faith. We know all these things are going to come to pass, right? Because we want all these things to come to pass because what? At the end all be all, the deliverance is going to come. The destruction of this eon going to happen, of this wicked kingdom, and then salvation going to come to the elect. And then our kingdom. Lord, will we make it on the first go around? Our kingdom that's going to last forever and forever in righteousness, right? Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity or their unbelief. Whoa, believe what you talk about. You all said this before. Y'all said this. We don't care if you believe it or not. Because they say, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. Right? Because we know more people going to come against this truth than those who will be with it. Right? Scripture say 2/3 shall be cut off. So more than 2/3, or over half of the people, the Israelites over here in Babylon the Great, is going to come against this word versus the 1/3 that's going to be saved. So it's cool. Have that mindset. Imagine those vain things. It's all going to come to naught. Prophecy is going to come to pass, right? The words you have about Shemashah are going to happen, right? That speak against thee, right? Because they're against us. They're not on our part. They speak against our part. And with you being against Yahweh Shemashah, this was going to happen to you. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful, for those who don't believe, shall die in their unfaithfulness. Point blank period. You just going to die in good riddance, Verse 5, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, right? No, it'd be Esau, and they got this thing, and they got this and that. Hey, like at the end of the day, we understand, men have created, forced or, man-made famines. Even if that's the case, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah guiding those individuals to do so. So it don't matter, right? So it's the Lord bringing these plagues upon the world. The sword, right? Famine. Hey, scarcity of bread, lack of food, death and destruction. This is what Yahweh Shema Shai is bringing to the world. And why is he doing it? For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Meaning what? That therefore it is need of a cleansing of that wickedness. And that's going to be what? The destruction of this place, right? And the hurtful works are fulfilled. So yeah, a cleansing going to come to this place. Remember that besom of destruction, written in Isaiah 14. That's going to come to cleanse this place. That's the only way this place can be purified is by fire, by the thermonuclear warheads. So understand that famine is imminent. It's coming. Let's get this really quick. Jake's still at the plantation. We're just gonna read through verse 17. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? This is the man of the Lord. Woe is me, woe is me. He's seeing all the terrible things that's going on around the world, and he's just seeing a lot of death and destruction. And he's like, damn, it's so much that who gonna deliver me in these times? Which also can prove, if you see through the spirit, that hey, Ezra's probably in one of the camps. No prophesying, preaching, right? And we understand that who's going to deliver us with the hopeful elect in those days? Yahweh Bashem Abishai. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Famine is part of the will of Yahweh Bashem Abishai, whether you like it or not. People to starve to death and wither away. People, kids, elderly, that's all part of the plan of Yahweh Bashem Abishai. Right? It's the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, even the elites standing in fear. Even the presidents, your governments, your governors, your mayors, all of them are standing in fear for all these prophecies that are coming to pass from Yahweh Bashem Babashah. Right? What shall I do when these evils shall come? And we shall tell you what you shall do. You shall put your trust in Yahweh Bashem Babashah if you put the spirit on you to do so. If not, you're going to get caught up in these things. It said, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. These are sent as corrections. These are sent as beatings, whoopings for you to get your act together, to get your mind right. Right? But, verse 20, but for all these things, they shall not turn for the wickedness. So even when you get beat and getting slashed with famines and, Jake get his arm cut off and still commits iniquity. Jake can lose a lung and still smoke a cigarette. Just do madness. Right? It just don't matter. So we know that the majority of people are not going to turn for their wickedness. They're going to continue to do what they do, and it's going to be to the end of it's going to be to their demise at the end of the day. Nor be always mindful of the scourge. Not even going to give it any mind. He's just going, how people be something happen and they just blow it off like, oh, it ain't never happened. And then that time come, oh, it's going to be evident. You ain't going to be able to blow this off what's coming. Right? This is verse 21. Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case, right? And at the time, and even in some places, you probably can't get some, a little cheap. But even at the end of the day, still inflation is happening. Hyperinflation in some places. The prices are rising up and rising up. So at the point in time, that ain't going to be the case, right? It's going to be so cheap upon earth, eating other people, cannibalism. They free to kill. Walking around here, trying to look for food, get his ass. That's going to be free to do. He may have to put a little effort into it, but shit, this food, man, it's skyrocketing. But like I said, that cannibalism is gonna come definitely when the famine definitely explodes. How we imagine this is gonna be, right? As the scripture says, it's gonna be. Hey, the children, the daughters of my people have sodden their children, right? So we know it's gonna get bad like that. It said, even then shall evils grow upon earth, sore famine and great confusion. These things, they're going to continue to grow and grow and grow. That's what it says the beginning of sorrows, meaning what? That's just the beginning stages. It's going to get worse and worse and worse, right? For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. People are going to die from starving to death. They're not going to have enough food or water and drink, and they're going to die from it. And the ones who escape, I escaped. Shit, I got found something to eat. Guess what's gonna happen to you? the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. Your ass gonna die. Somebody gonna shoot you. You gonna get your head cut off. Whatever the case may be, you're gonna die in a violent way, right? And like I said, got a few minutes. But we understand that the elect gonna be cool these days. All that is, like the scripture say, all those things is made for the wicked. But Salakia, where do I want to start? We gonna start verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Because we understand that 7th trouble, that's gonna be what? When the nuclear destruction come and the elect are going to be beamed up. So they're not gonna be touched by that trouble. And even through the troubles that we've been through, Yahweh Shai has always made a way for us to get out, This is verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death. So we ain't got to worry about starving to death, from famine or not being able to eat. Yeah, like you said, you may have to go a day or two without eating, but hey, how about Shemel Shai's going to make a way for you to eat? You're not going to die from famine. And then war from the power of the sword, because we know World War III is coming, or even the civil wars or the class wars or the race wars, all these things that's coming to pass as far as war. Hey, he going to deliver us from the power of the sword. We ain't going to die. Lord willing, we are that number. That shall be hid from the scourge of the tongue, where you're gonna be hid from slanderers and the mockers and the people who try to persecute you, come against you and demonize you. You're gonna be hid from that. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when they come, because we know destruction coming. Scripture say destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. And we're not gonna be afraid of it, because we rooting for that. We rooting for the destruction to come. Why? So we can be delivered out of this hellhole. Right? It says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. We're going to be laughing when people out there getting destroyed. We're going to be laughing when people out there starving and hunger, hungry and beating on the doors and I'll do this, I'll do that for this. And why we're going to be laughing? Because Yahweh Shema Shai is going to be our hedge of protection. He going to preserve us through these perilous and troublous times. He's going to preserve us through Jacob's trouble. Right? And said, neither shall I be afraid of the beasts of the earth, because why? It's going to be newly recreated beasts, and he going to turn the beasts. He will give these beasts in the earth a rabid mindset. They're going to be killing people. Right? Because hey, it's a shortage of food too, for dog food and cat food and all this and that, shortage of everything. So the spirit gonna be putting them beasts to come tear your ass apart, as the scriptures say. For the beasts to tear and the fowls of heaven. Yeah, they gonna come and they gonna eat folks. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, the elect ain't got nothing to worry about. Let me get this last one really quick. Again, for the elect, so I can. I'm just going to get to the point. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai power. Behold, my servants shall eat, right? Servants, meaning what? You have to be in the act of serving. And the elect are serving Yahweh Shema Shai to the best of their ability. The ones who are not, you 2/3, you're going to be you're going to die from hunger and all those other various ways that death is going to come to the earth. It say, but ye shall be hungry, right? Who's going to be hungry? You 2/3. And heathens, but mainly to our people, you 2/3. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart. Why? Because we got Yahweh Shema Shai on our side, taking care of our every need. But ye, you 2/3, shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Because why? You chose not to serve Yahweh Shema Shai, therefore there's no hedge of protection for you. There's nobody looking out for you. You're going to be out here on your own, and you're going to be caught in the midst of the death and destruction and the calamities and the great miseries that's coming to the earth. So hey, the elect ain't got nothing to worry about. And again, Lord willing, we be a part of that number, right? And Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying to sincere Akim by Akwaf out there listening. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that pushes the great gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom, Yasha Allah, Abai, Babal.